In this chapter, we're going to discuss sexual offences and what exactly makes an offence sexual. For example, sexual touching. If somebody touches another person's arm, then this would not seem to be sexual touching. However, if that arm touch is accompanied by some dialogue, for instance, somebody says, "fancy a shag," whilst touching somebody else's arm, then the second part of that makes it a sexual offence. In this case, an offence of sexual touching. Now, sexual touching can be committed with any part of the body, and it also goes further than that. It can be committed with an instrument. So an example of this might be stroking somebody's breast without their consent with an instrument such as a riding whip. So considering that, the importance of the term reasonable person in sexual offences is important. You'll hear the word reasonable person mentioned throughout your studies. And in terms of the example we've just used, the stroking of a breast with a riding whip, then that would be considered by the reasonable person to be sexual, because the breast is a sexual part of the body. Now, say there is a man who works in a shoe shop and he has a fetish for touching people's feet. When people come into the shoe shop, he touches their feet and he gets sexual gratification from this. Now, would this be considered a sexual offence? The answer is no. This is because the touching itself is not sexual, because a reasonable person would not consider the touching to be sexual, irregardless of the sexual gratification of the person. That is a really important point to remember if you're undertaking any examination soon, because sexual offences are very heavily focused on, and this is one of the things that catches people out, is that sexual gratification. In terms of sexual touching, the person's sexual gratification does not matter if it is not considered to be sexual touching by a reasonable person.